Hinge and Bumble.
Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, Field,
Facebook.
I've been on Tinder and I'm Grindr for like a day.
Like using like, hey, my name's Ken, looking for a Barbie doll.
I don't take anything seriously ever. If you're going to date me or get involved with me, you'll know exactly what you're looking for.
Of man seeking man, but at this point I'll take what I can get.
P.S. I won't ever post a fish pic, and then in parentheses, unless it's me holding a can of tuna, in parentheses, if you don't ever post a pic of you flicking off the camera.
I'm a cashier. Maybe I'll check you out sometime. There's so much stigma, in my opinion, towards the online dating, not only with older generation, but also in the Christian community.
Oh, yeah. So no, I don't think there's really a stigma around dating apps. I do think some people might feel a little timid or shy in expressing that they do use them, but I don't really think people as a whole stigmatize or shame people for using dating apps.
I think the way the dating apps are set up is fine, but there's definitely a lot of connotations and like, for example, like Hinge is known to be an app that you fail a lot in. Like, at least my friends and like, I guess the internet stuff that I consume is like, Hinge isn't an app that like, you can find the most successful relationships. It's kind of like a meme.
I haven't really enjoyed them. Tinder is kind of a cesspool, and Hinge, I get a lot of like very creepy comments. I just feel like very turned off by the app in general.
For instance, just talking about doing this interview today, one of my students overheard, and the way they asked, like, oh, you're on dating apps? As in like either it's a generational thing or, it was infused with some kind of, I don't want to say judgment, but like she has certain feelings about dating apps.
I do think Tinder is a lot more superficial out of like the 3 apps I mentioned. Like, I think that's definitely like I said, like just like a hookup app.
Maybe not cutthroat, but I think specifically in the gay dating realm, it's very vain and it's very superficial. So I think it's easier for someone to, as soon as they see your picture, if they don't like what they're seeing, it's easier for them to swipe left.
I feel like you really have to like sell yourself on these apps. Like, I feel like you really have to you have to take like 100 pictures, try to pick like the best 5. You got to like have a picture where it's like, here, look, I'm a real person.
I don't think dating apps really affect my self-esteem, just because, like I said, when it comes to things like rejection and stuff like that, it's easy for me to kind of just accept it and walk away. I've grown to be very, very much a person where if things are out of my control, that's that.
It's like the pros and cons of dating apps is that, you're casting the net wider, and it's a much quicker process. But at the same time, there's less investment. So it makes it easier for people to ghost, but it also should make it easier for most people to accept ghosting.
Now, granted, I really haven't played the dating game until just recently. I was with somebody for 3 years. They dumped me to date their personal trainer, and that did a lot for my self-esteem. So I kind of tried to jump headfirst into dating to kind of like get back out there, because I knew if I didn't do that, I was just gonna like mope and be sad.
So our networks are less out in the world. We are probably going to be messaging people on social media apps. We're going to be dating online now more frequently. So what we found through psychological studies is even when we're sending text messages, even when we're, on the phone and on a phone call, it can release more cortisol in our brains. It can kind of be a hit to our self-esteem. It can make us feel a little bit unworthy or like we're not chosen. But rejection is normal. And that's what I tell young people all the time. We're all going to get rejected. It should feel safe to reject someone. It should feel safe to be rejected. I advise people who are in intimate partner situations to ghost if they're afraid for their safety. But I think that ghosting, like I said earlier, it kind of lends itself to rumination. Again, it's comes down to boundaries, it comes down to consent, it comes down to comfort and personal preference. I can speak to that from the perspective, I guess, of just like a young woman. I think that I didn't feel, especially in college, the most comfortable meeting strangers. And I think that in a large part has to do with safety concerns.
You're either open to a relationship or you're not. I think girls can be very candid about it. Guys will not, unless you ask them directly. But they'll swipe on girls that are open to relationships or looking for a long-term relationship, and they're more of a hookup kind of guy.
Grindr was just the grimiest of all the apps. I will say everyone was very upfront and direct about what they wanted, but that's a pro and a con, so you just kind of have to take that as what it is.
The reason I have not done dating apps is because I feel like men on dating apps are slimy or just trying to do bad things.
I think the scales are definitely not in women's favors sometimes. Maybe it's just because we're easily more heartbroken than guys are.
I did notice right off the bat, Bumble, I think, catered more towards females. So I think it was more towards, like, I think females had an advantage on Bumble.
They either expect you to make the first move or the conversation is boring and dry, and it's like, okay, well, if you don't show me all that you've got within the first, like, whatever few moments of us matching, then, like, okay, I'm bored.
I see the reason for it, but I think if you ask most people, we would all rather be back to how it was like back in the day where we met people organically.
It's sad that it's an immediate judge of looks when you're swiping. It's like, like sometimes you even get a roll of just like, oh wait, they were kind of cute, but you just were swiping too fast.
They make you more choosy. The people that I know in person that I would go on a date with, I would probably say no to them on a dating app because there are just too many details there that I don't need to know. That in person, it's like, it's different.
Don't look at somebody like stats. You could actually have a conversation with somebody and not have to make some cheesy pickup line or do something just to get somebody's attention. Just be real.
That's why you see all these like dating app relationships, they kind of like just crumble because you don't actually build anything besides like live like.
And I have seen people, get married from dating apps. So there's a possibility. I need to try it because I am very single.
I wouldn't take it too seriously. Just if you meet somebody cool, then that's awesome. But I wouldn't put too much pressure on meeting somebody on there.
So send something nasty, please. Like if you're on Hinge and you leave a comment, please just be nice.
Work yourself out first and then you can try it. Don't go in with a toxic mentality.